fault. Who is it? I accidentally called Mom. It was an accident. Come on. This thing is recording. Okay, it is recording. Let's go. You got the diaper bag? Yeah. Ain't nothing in the diaper bag, is it? Alright, you got it? You got its bottle? Hello. How you guys doing? It's good. You're the same officers that were here last Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys arrest Heaven on Tuesday?
Arrest Heaven? Yeah, I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me what had happened after school?
Are you Mom?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I spoke to you guys last week.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, did you not talk to Juvie when they...
Not about the issue or incident. I talked to them about some in-home management that we put her on and some other things.
Okay. All right, now, basically, the investigation we made, she... I don't know what her deal was with this other girl, but basically...
What time was that at?
It was
right after school or around school? Was that while I was talking to you guys? Because she said she had already returned to somebody's home and that this was an incident that had occurred after school was done. I'm not making excuses for the child because as you've seen, I was up here asking for help with it.
No, it
but if it wasn't something to do with school, I don't want her to end up expelled.
Well, I don't control any of that.
Right. I don't know if it was Nevaeh Chavez, but that's her cousin. And I just brought her to school. That's Nevaeh. That ain't Heaven. Heaven's at home.
I know
She's sick, throwing up.
Yeah.
The incident was between them or not?
I can't really tell you what it was about. It involves... I can't tell you any information about the victim because it's a juvenile.
Well, her mother don't know nothing about it if it was her. So then I would... So if it wasn't her... Because Heaven had came home and said something about Nevaeh Chavez. They don't know they're cousins. Like I said, my daughter just moved here from Sacramento.
All right, I can't give you any of that information.
Well, if it wasn't her mother not knowing...
Wouldn't she tell you that?
Who, Nevaeh?
Yeah. If she was a victim of
that? If she... I don't know if she would or not.
I can't give you that information.
But if it was something to do with them two, then... See, this is the thing. I don't care if she needs an in-home residential treatment facility and we need to get her services that way or however we have to go about this. However, my son enrolled her in here. I would have put her in Pinecrest because it's right across from my house. I was in the office when she left and this incident happened, and I had asked them, please don't send her to class because I had her set up with Oasis Counseling that day. I had her set up with Boys Town the next day, and we need services for the child. There's no secrets in this. You know what I'm saying? And so when I asked you guys if you could help me locate the child and so I could take her home, you guys told me you can assist me with telling her that she had to go home with me. But if it was a foster parent and CPS was involved and there was an immediate danger that she might be abducted by another parent, she would have been made sure that she got in that foster parent's car with your assistance. So this child right now, maybe she's not in immediate danger from another person that's an adult or something, but she might be in some kind of danger of her own behaviors because she needs some help.
Okay, we didn't attempt to locate your daughter. Okay?
Right.
We don't have the
And it's not your
manpower.
guys' fault. I understand. I get
We don't have
it.
the manpower at the time to search all over Henderson.
I understand. But I feel like it was kind of the staff's fault for sending her to the very last end of the period to school and class when I asked her to keep her here. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
I just feel like it could have been avoided either way. But when I asked for assistance, like say Heaven was to go back to school, and if I had to be at the school every day 5 minutes before the bell rings and have her sent up to the office and she didn't make it, we'd be able to find her. She'd be the only child out. You know what I'm saying? Then that's what it would take. But that's what the state owes her, because these childs were taken in a misconduct case that was found guilty by the commissioners of the judge and the DA having an affair. And it goes way deeper than that. And she deserves a chance. And since I am the parent, I was here at the school doing my part. I expect for the community to help me the best they can help this child, because she is just a child.
And I can't speak for what's going on with the school. Right? I don't have any information about that. That's not.
And I'm not making excuses for it.
We, Officer Beaners and I gave you the information we could give you as far as.
But
resources.
when I asked for a child to come home with me, if you guys got to escort us to the vehicle, and she attempts to run, then that's obstructing an officer, not just a parent. And I don't care if we had to put her in handcuffs.
That's not obstructing an officer, but it doesn't matter.
But she's a child.
By the time we got here.
Yeah. No, I understand. It was far after. I didn't even know. I didn't see you guys till after I was already coming out. Right. I get it. I understand. But you guys told me you couldn't tell her she had to come with me. When you guys can tell her whatever you want to tell her, whether she complies or not is one thing. But you could tell her to make sure she got to juvenile to get in your car. And
I didn't tell you we couldn't tell her she had to go with you.
No, that's what they were telling me.
Throw her in the car. That's
right.
what we told her. And
right.
We can't.
Okay, but you physically made sure that she got in cuffs to go to juvenile the next day.
Committed a crime.
Right. But it should be a crime to not listen to your parents.
Okay, but it's not.
But it needs to be. I guess I'll petition for that law to be changed.
You should.
But for sure, I know you guys would make sure that a child that's a foster child with CPS involved got into a vehicle, and CPS is involved in this child's life right now because I asked for their help. So this isn't just the average child. This is a child that there is a case on. And so when I asked for the child to please be assisted to make sure she's somewhere where I can get the child and make sure she gets home safely, I just expect for a little bit more support with that.
Again, I wasn't even here.
I understand. I get it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, kind of. Oh, check it right here. Check it right here. I'm here about Heaven Gray. Get it, check it. You just put your name. Why ain't you? You have to check it. You got to
withdraw her, right?
Well, not if she's under. If they're trying to expel her. Okay, remember I was here last week, right? Mm-hmm. I asked them to keep her in the office till I return because I have some counseling and services in place.
Right.
Because I don't want the child to end up disappearing with the other kids. Well, they sent her to class. And then we watched her walk to the freaking lunchroom, and then she disappeared. And they were telling me, oh, well, we can't tell the child she has to come with you. But if it was CPS foster parents, and there was a threat of another parent being abducted or somebody make sure that child was returned to their foster parents and got in their car and make sure they get home safe. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. So, I'm just like, what happened here? How did my daughter end up not still in the office? Because I went to check. See, I have a baby right here, and this is the dad. And he had a seizure last week. So I went to go check on them because I'd been here all day that day while she was talking to counselors. And I told them to keep her here till I got back. I was back in like 20 minutes. And they sent her back to class at the very end of the school day. And then she ended up in a fight. So I'm not making an excuse for her behavior, but I was a child that was in trouble a lot. I didn't have a parent in the office waiting for me after school. And then me disappearing and getting into a fight because the office sent me to class. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. Like, if they expel her right now, it's not her punishment or something that wasn't. I didn't fail on my part. I was here trying to pick her up as I left her here in the office. You know what I'm saying? They took it upon themselves to let her go back to class when it wasn't even, the class was already nearly done. You know what I'm saying? A school day was done. You know what I mean?
She disappeared from the parent's office or walked back by, or we sent her back?
You guys sent her back to the last period, right before, you know what I'm saying? And I was coming right back. I just was checking on the baby, make sure they were okay because of his seizures. And I came right back before the bell rang.
Okay.
And I guess they sent her to class, and then we watched her walk to the lunchroom, and she disappeared. And I'm like, whoa.
Okay, she is pending expulsion.
I know, and
there's nothing that I can do to change that.
I understand. I'm going to talk to them right now, but I don't understand why. I had a couple of services in place. It's not, I was here. The parent was here requesting the child to be in the office when she disappeared, and they failed to recognize the seriousness of this. Now she's being expelled when I feel like it could have been prevented when I was here. You know what I'm saying? My parents weren't here when I got expelled and ended with no education. I was doing my job as a parent. She is the child. She's responsible to do what she's supposed to do. But when you got a parent that's there making sure that these things don't happen and nobody recognizes that, then is it really the child, if the child is known to have behavioral problems and the parent's trying to prevent it, fault that she was sent back to class and then disappears? Or is it more like the staff for not recognizing and regarding the parent? You know what I'm saying? Instruction with the child as we recognize the behaviors at this point.
I can't do anything about it.
No, yeah, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to withdraw her with this because, I didn't put her in this school because I have a school close to me. Pinecrest is right across the street. But even if she was to stay here and this did not happen, I would have been here, even if we had to call her back 2 or 3 or 5 minutes before class ended every day with the child's needs. She has an IEP. She came from California with the IEP.
I didn't get that. And I did request the records.
Yeah, she had an IEP. She went to Vista in California before coming here. My son had put her in school.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I told her.
Yeah. She's an IEP student. And the last school she attended was an IEP school in Sacramento called Vista.
They mentioned nothing about a Vista Center.
Yep, that's IEP school.
Nope.
And she couldn't even attend formal school because she had to go under IEP. She didn't even have her shot records up to date out there. She was in an IEP school for behavior. She was under a 405 or 504.
A 504.
Right. That's what she told me today. But I already knew she was attending La Vista. That's a behavioral, that's an IEP school.
It doesn't say anything about an IEP or a 504.
That's what she was there for. So maybe we need to contact them or something and see why they didn't send that over.
Carrie to Miss Grace. Carrie to Grace. Are you able to come up front and help me?
We're just trying to dismiss the lunchroom.
Yeah, well, there's nobody in Lee's office, nobody,
What?
who are you calling? Grace. So, do you know why he's here? No. Okay, fine. Alright.
Susan with Polly. Susan with Polly. Open and Polly. Hey, I have an officer here. He brought Chloe Bales to school. Yes. Are you sitting on the front door? Going through the Copy, he'll be waiting.
Hello. If you can help get them. Hi, this is Carrie Esparza at Brown Academy, and I'm calling in regards to a student, Heaven Gray. You had sent me out the transcript and everything I needed, but Mom just came in and said the student has an IEP for a 504, and I just wanted to check with you. All right, thank you.
We're gonna work this out one way or the other. So in which case, when you get the information, in that case, when you get the information, then are you guys gonna lift this, expel, whatever, what it's called? Because in that case, it's a different situation. Then if I need to withdraw her after we clear this up and figure it out from there. I have Voice Town coming today at 4. I have Oasis Counseling set up again tomorrow. I'm doing what I can. She has court on the 6th. And if it was with Nevaeh Chavez, that's her cousin. And she said that this was at 4. It was like around 4 or something in the afternoon that this incident even happened. She doesn't really apply to school if they already returned home and it happened after they were at home. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to defend her behaviors at all whatsoever, making excuses for the child. I was in here. I recognize she needs a lot of things in order to get herself situated. But however, I don't want her to be uneducated. I don't want this following her and affecting schools she's going to get. I don't need her around a bunch of bad kids or kids that are worse.
Hi, this is Carrie Esparza at Brown Academy in Henderson, Nevada. Hi, we have one of your students, Heaven Gray, and we did get everything we needed. Thank you very much. Mom just came in and said that she has an IEP or a 504. Is that correct? Okay, I don't have anything on the 504 or the IEP.
Just read the call for the day. I mean, can somebody look up and tell me where Jose Corral is? Copy.
Sure. It is an IEP? Okay. Okay. All right, thank you.
Miss Polly. No problem. I'm sending for Dave to the cafeteria. See how Kaden and Roberto, he's supposed to be doing that for Chinese, right? Korean Chinese. Okay, thank you. Kaden, so Dave's on his way to see you. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I guess I should put
This is Carrie Esparza at Brown Academy in Henderson, Nevada, and I'm requesting Heaven Gray's IEP. I'm putting over. Thank you. Apparently she does. But they did not notify us that she had one, so.
No, I'm sorry.
We'll get it back as soon as possible. In the meantime, they're still going to go ahead with the expulsion.
Under the law, it should be protected.
But I'll go ahead and send you over to the dean's office, and then you can talk to them about it, okay?
And I can see if the parent isn't up in the school office with requesting them not to send her to class at the time. But however, that's not.
Ms. Robinson?
So, I'm not 100% sure.
I have a parent here that would like to speak with you.
Okay, no problem.
And then I'll request the IEP.
In the meantime, probably hold out from that exploitation because the law protects
So,
this child.
just to let you know too, if you withdraw her,
I'm not withdrawing her until
I know, I'm just telling you ahead of time. If you withdraw her, no other school's gonna accept her until she goes to her behavior program.
I understand,
Okay.
but the thing is, I don't want to run a bunch of kids that have more issues when I'm not services in place and let her end up worse. You know what I'm saying?
That, I understand what you're saying, but, that's.
And with this IEP, I don't think that they're supposed to expel these students. They need special services.
Okay, as long as
But
she goes
what-
to another school.
But while I was in,
So, she doesn't think it's fair that her
Except for the
daughter's
crotch
being,
rock, it's like, I
pending
can't hear.
expulsion.
she has
Apparently, she
IEP.
has an IEP, and I
Alright, well,
did not
take
get
care,
anything
Sarai.
from the last school.
Thank you.
So, you wanna talk about it? Because I don't,
Yeah.
Okay. And I did request the last school for it.
No, she knew he was going, but assumed that we were sending stuff with him, so he has no food. They're stopping at a fast food place for lunch, which means so he has nothing on him. And they won't eat for so long.
so what is mom going to do?
Well, I tried, did Miss Rich go?
Yes.
Okay, so mom's gonna text me.
Okay.
Okay, I will call Emily back. Okay, so that's where that stands right now.
I have no idea. I just didn't. Okay. Sorry. Goodness gracious.
Hey.
Grand Central Station. Okay, what was your name?
I'm Amy Gray. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And that's my boyfriend, and that's
Okay.
my baby, because he has something to do with the whole thing.
He is what?
He's part of the story of what happened on this day with the student.
Okay, so.
One second, please. She does have an ID.
Okay, did it
For
ever get turned in?
private.
Because it's not on mine.
I'm not the one that registered her. Her brother was.
Okay,
But they're turning it in right now.
okay.
When this incident happened, I'm not making excuses for my daughter's behavior
We talked
whatsoever.
yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, at all. I was here 3 times on the day to re-enroll her. Officer that just left was the one that drove her here while I followed them because she wouldn't come with me because whatever her issues are. But we're getting along better today and yesterday than we had been. But it's my little baby. His dad has seizures.
Okay,
He happened to have a seizure right before on the Saturday before I was here on Monday.
okay.
So me being here 3 times that day and spending over half the day here kind of had me a little bit concerned for the baby. So while she was getting along with the counselors that I requested to speak with to try to get some things and see what's going on with this child, this little guy was at home with his dad, so I
Okay.
went home to check on him.
Right,
But I had asked him to keep her in the office. It was right before the 6th period
okay,
had ended after it started.
okay.
And I had Boys Town coming the following day. I had Oasis set up counseling that day, and I have some things in place for her. And however, this is how I see it. I was in the office when the child disappeared. I asked him to keep her in the office. I recognize her behaviors. I expressed and discussed these behaviors with everybody in here. We know that. I was a child that had my behaviors, but I didn't have a mom and dad in the office. And I ended up expelled. And I'm not trying to see this pattern repeat itself, because I would have put her in Pinecrest across the street. If not, first I would have tried to look into that because it's right across the street with her behaviors. It's not so far, But I understand. I recognize the concerns and the issues and all these things. That's why I was here.
Okay.
And if I had to be here in 5 minutes or 3 minutes before class ended, we had to call her up here. That way, if she was to not come straight here, we could then send out the search team so this child doesn't end up with these situations.
And
You know
I
what I mean?
understand all of that, I really
Yeah.
do.
So I'm not mad at nobody. I'm upset that it happened because somebody maybe got hurt. I don't know if the child is Nevaeh Chavez, like she said, but I brought her to school because she's my niece, and they don't even know. Okay, good. Well, just was wondering. But this incident didn't happen from the information I got until, they already returned from the school, walking home and everything, and it was after.
It doesn't matter.
It had nothing to do with school.
It doesn't matter. If the student goes here that was battered, it doesn't matter. If it was on the way home, it doesn't matter.
If it was way after that, it don't matter?
Nope.
It has nothing to do with school?
Well, they both go to this school. One student of ours battered another student of ours.
But the student's mother was up here requesting the student to be in the office, left the student in the office, returned 20 minutes later, and the child was sent back to class. And I was here before the bell rang, asking for the student why they sent her back to class, why the student wasn't here. I'm a parent. If it was CPS, because there is CPS involved, because I requested them, but if it was a foster parents and there was a child and there was a concern for the safety of the child from another parent, the police and the staff would have made sure that student was in the office and went on with that parent.
So I wasn't part of that, so I can't really speak on that part. I don't know. I don't know about that.
This is all that I'm asking, because I'm the parent and I was doing what I'm supposed to do, and I was here, and I did ask for her not to be sent back. The child is a child. Regardless, she is responsible for her actions, but at the same time, when the parent is there making sure these things don't occur and they still end up happening, I don't feel like the child needs to be held accountable for this, because I was here to prevent that.
Well, and you can feel that way, of course, but it unfortunately
I understand
doesn't
that
matter, because if you look behind you, we have 4 mandatory expulsions, and battering a student is 1. So it's.
But it wasn't on
it
school.
doesn't matter.
But it would have happened if they didn't send her to class. I'm the parent here.
I understand that.
If
But
the parent wasn't here,
you're fighting for her with the wrong person.
No, I'm not fighting for her.
Anything.
I'm fighting for. Yeah, I'm not gonna have a child in my home that is not educated, and I understand and recognize her behaviors. I'm not making excuses.
But I couldn't even make the decision. If I said to you, okay, we'll bring her back,
and I'm not asking even to bring her back, because like I said, I would put her somewhere closer. But when a parent is here to pick their child up,
and I understand all that, and I can take care of that and have those conversations.
But
with my
for the
staff
child to
to
be
figure out why
held
that was
accountable for their own actions, when the parent's here making sure these things don't happen, it is not a child's responsibility to recognize their own behaviors and to fix them. It is a parent's, when a parent is here making sure that these things are addressed and these issues don't happen.
And I understand.
You know what I'm
that,
saying?
But I can't go back in time.
Well, we're not firing the
what
staff
happened.
for this incident and holding them accountable for allowing the child.
But you don't know what we do.
But I'm not recommending, and I'm
not.
not recommending that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not at all. I'm
Here's
just
the
saying.
thing, and you already met with me, and I pushed it forward, and you met with Ms. Powell, you talked about.
And this is an IEP
so
student.
Next, we don't have that anywhere. I'll have
Well,
to
she's
talk to
getting
our
them.
seats and all that.
She just talked to the school.
And even in IEPs, it doesn't mean that they are excused for.
They are going to be excusing this behavior
And
when
you
a
have
parent.
another chance to appeal that, absolutely.
When a
you have
parent's
a chance
here.
to meet with, you'll get to meet with a principal, a teacher, and a support staff member that has nothing to do with Brown, so they don't know Heaven, they don't know anything. They just look at the facts, and that would be a hearing panel, because we did.
The facts are that the parent was here in the office.
But it's gonna be up to them to make that decision.
And the child was here in the office talking to the counselors. I went to check on my baby and returned not even 20 minutes later.
And that's what you can share with them. That's what the whole purpose of having that panel is, because we have to.
So how did she end up back in class? Because I'm kind of holding the staff accountable for that.
I don't know. I have to investigate and figure out what happened with the
Because
staff.
I directly asked them to keep, the social worker was going to meet with her after a meeting from the Harbor people or whatever that I talked to, and I told her, please keep her with you, and I'll be here before the bell rings. Okay. And she was in there talking to other counselors.
So that's what I can investigate, and if it is a personnel issue, I can handle that on my own.
But at the same time, this ain't punishing the child. This isn't. This, first of all, another child was hurt.
Man, I can't do anything.
You understand? But you're holding my 13-year-old accountable when I was in the office, and I told him not to send. That's wrong.
I understand you think it's wrong, but I can't do anything about it.
I am, because I was a parent preventing that.
But that's all I can do.
But I was here to prevent that.
I understand.
And the staff failed to recognize my recommendation.
I understand that, and I will.
But you're holding a 13-year-old child, or myself. I'm the one that has to see my child with a harder time.
So what could my answer be to like make you happy?
Okay, is the dean here?
No.
Is the principal here? So nobody else is here?
Nope, it's just me today. The principal should be back around probably 1-ish. She's been at a training all morning. You spoke to her on the phone yesterday.
Yeah, no, today. I think I spoke to her when I spoke to you. After I spoke to you. Can't hold the child accountable for their actions when a parent's here on their behalf, making sure this doesn't happen. And I definitely know I was where I was supposed to be, doing what I was supposed to do to make sure that this incident didn't happen.
I know, you told me.
Well, I was here.
I know. I'm not arguing that you weren't here. I know you were here. I know
so
that.
Being a responsible parent.
And I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate.
But for you guys to expel this child and hold her accountable of her own actions when we recognize she has
so it's a
behavior
recommendation
issues.
For expulsion. The board is the one, since you can test
and I'm not saying that we're, because there is a chance that this child ends up having to put into a rehabilitation or treatment in-home residential thing, and I'm really trying to avoid that, because first of all, she been raised herself in California. I understand these issues. That's why I got voices in place to do assessment. That's why I got Voice Time coming today, because I want to help my child.
Well, and I appreciate and I respect that you obviously love your daughter and you're working hard for her, and I do. I really do. I admire that, because sometimes we don't have that. But what I'm trying to say is it's completely out of my hands, so I can't help you at this point.
Okay, I just don't want her to end up around children with these behavior problems and them continuing, because I really believe that she is smart enough and she will get it soon or than later, that she is worth doing good for.
So you'll get an opportunity again when the
and I appreciate everybody's help, and I really do kind of understand what they're shooting for, but I just think that the behavior school might be more of a disbenefit than a benefit for her.
Absolutely.
When you outweigh the fact that these children are not exactly a good role model for her to learn from, or to, you know what I'm saying, and I don't want her behaviors to worsen.
Right. And I appreciate, and I totally understand that. I totally get it. And so when you
and I really want and I really kind of want to put her into Pinecrest, and right there across the street from my house.
Yeah.
So that way I could try to prevent this. You know, because I do appreciate everybody helping me, but this wasn't like she was sent to school and then she ended up taking off.
And no one's looking at it.
Because she wasn't even
It's your
supposed to go to
fault.
class on this
Right.
day.
Right. So all this, like, I want you to share it with that panel, because they're the ones, it's out of our hands now. They're the ones who are gonna hear it
Whose
and they'll
panel?
make
What panel?
a decision. ESD, which is who we turn the expulsion back
And,
into.
and,
They'll
and
call
I
you.
don't even know that with this IEP that she's supposed to be treated as every other student, especially when the mom's up here.
All special education children are. They're all, it's the exact same thing. But they would have what's called a manifestation meeting to see if it's related to their disability, but until I have that paperwork on file, we won't have one.
Okay, well, they're standing for it already.
Okay, perfect.
And they already talked to them, and there is an IEP,
Okay.
and it's a 504.
Okay.
And so when that happens, it's going to be a different course of proceedings that happens, or
Yep,
I mean, kind of let me
they'll
know.
get in touch with you and tell you. Yep, absolutely.
And I would have been here, but she had broke the phone last week.
Yeah, you had mentioned
So,
that. Yeah. That's
and
okay.
she's not here right now because she was throwing up yesterday. I got pictures of it on the sidewalk on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she would have been here. Or she would be here right now, but
Well, she's suspended, so she can't be.
Well, I'm just saying
Right.
at this meeting or whatever the case
I see.
is, she's really sick right now,
Yeah.
like in real life. So that's.
So while you're here though, I'm gonna have you, instead of just saying that we didn't meet, since you're here, I'm gonna have you sign the paperwork.
Oh, I'm
that
not
you
signing
can
nothing
contest.
until we get this IEP.
So you don't wanna sign that you contest it?
I'm not even agreeing that this is.
It's not agreement, it's that you don't agree with it.
I'm not signing nothing until we get this papers
Okay, well, I'm
IEPs
gonna
back.
send it
So
forward,
if
just saying
do you think it'll be?
refuse to sign.
Do you think it will be? But I do contest it, absolutely.
Well, it'll go in uncontested. I just thought you might wanna sign that you uncontested.
No, I'm
It'll
saying
still go the
contest
same.
it. But I just want to make sure that we follow the same procedures for
We will,
IEP students.
we have to by law,
Yeah.
so as soon as we get that
Yeah.
IEP and we look at it and go through it, then
And to tell you the truth, I don't even know what the hell an IEP is. I just
Okay.
know that it protects the children, because I don't know.
you never had IEP meetings and gone over goals and all that?
She's only been in my care for a month and a week
Okay.
now.
Okay.
She's from Sacramento and her dad's dying of MS.
Okay,
So
Okay.
she was been out of my home since she was 4.
okay, okay.
And
All
there
right.
was,
Well, I'll make sure Mrs. Sparza gets that and then we'll get it in. and
well,
then
I'm
ESD will-
Googling it and I got some information on it
Okay.
because I have a friend whose son
Mhm.
was IEP, and from what I understand, they're not even supposed to be expelling her. I don't know why they didn't send the paper over from Vista, but that is an IEP school, and that's where she had the IEP, and they
Yeah.
did actually confirm that.
Yeah.
So you will be getting those papers,
Perfect,
and I don't know the difference right now, but I'm gonna figure it out.
okay.
And then whatever we can do, but I really want help with this child.
Mhm.
I just don't want to make a mistake and send her the wrong direction.
Right, I understand.
But I'm the first one to say, hey, get this kid and get her somewhere safe for her
Right.
and everybody else if these things don't improve. See, because the next 3 days is going to be big. Because today we have Boys Town coming in. Tomorrow we have Oasis again assessment. Let's see if we can make it there. She's going to comply. Yesterday she did go with me all day, and she did go with me to the gym, and she did see my mom for the first time in 8 years, which was a big part of her life
Okay.
before she left. So there's a little bit of support as far as, when she acts up or something. Because I'll call my mom, my mom could come and handle it. You know what I'm saying? And she's way rougher than me. Well, she's rugged. But she loves her and respects her different. And then after that, we have juvenile services on the 6th.
Okay,
So,
all right, so they will be in touch
and,
with
and,
you
and
soon.
even if the expulsion doesn't go through and we stop it, I still will be withdrawing her so she won't be a problem at this school.
Okay,
And I will be seeing what other options are
Right.
in place.
okay,
So, I mean, don't think I'm just like trying to keep her
No,
with you
I
guys. It's a problem
understand.
for you guys.
no, I
Or none
totally
of that.
understand.
But I just don't want it to follow her
Okay,
right
I
now at this
understand.
point yet.
Yeah, okay,
You know?
so I'm gonna look at that paperwork when it comes in.
Okay. And then you guys will get in contact with me. And I would recommend that whatever we do with it's the panel or the board,
Uh-huh.
it isn't till like Monday. So I could get these other
Yeah, you're gonna
3
have
days.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna have time.
and then see how her behavior is. Because if she don't improve, I'm like the first one, like, I got a newborn there. I need,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I got a
right,
broken
right.
window. I got a broken phone. I got a broken people. I got a kid that keeps breaking into my car. I got a kid not in school. All those things are concerns for me.
Absolutely.
But at the
yeah.
same time, I'm trying to give her one more chance.
I understand and I respect that as a parent. I totally do.
Because I was telling CPS last week, look, you guys got to put her somewhere safe. because she's not safe here because she keeps running off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was like, please don't leave her here if she's not gonna act like she has any respect for me.
Right.
So don't think that I'm like making excuses, because I'm not.
I'm not judging you at all, believe me.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Dad.
So
Let's
what's
go.
going on with it?
So I have to look into a few things, and then
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
And then, but I asked her, like, the next 3 days are really big because today we have Boys Town coming, tomorrow we have Oasis set up again, and then we have the following day court for her to the juveniles. So if we could, like, whatever we're gonna do with it, like, make it till, like, maybe either Friday or Monday after these next couple days go, see how she's still behaving. Because she just seen my mom for the first time, and she's very close with my mom before in 8 years. And my mom kind of support system, and she could come and handle her better than me without me having to have anything to do with it, because she respects her a different way than me. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see her behaviors improve and see if they don't. If they do, see what juvenile says, see what these counselors say, see how Boys Town affects us today. Because yesterday she was actually really good for me for the first time in about 2 weeks. And so we kind of had a good day. And right now she's at home sick, or else she would be here. But she was throwing up yesterday. I got a picture of it in my phone. She's really sick. She don't feel good. So I just want those couple of days to go by, see if she does and adjust. Because I'm the first one to tell CPS, come get this kid, because she's not safe to herself or others. You know, I was trying to make sure that she was going to have a better attitude before they left my house last week. Because I'm so, but then I have to think, like, this is your baby that you prayed for. This is your baby you fought for. And are you really ready to just let her go like that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give her one more chance. This is the last chance. Over these next 3 days is going to tell a lot. You know what I mean? But if I have a chance to keep her in a regular school with her IEP and take her to Pinecrest, not saying I will leave her here for you guys to deal with the problems, but, you know, I'm doing my job as a parent. She can't be responsible for her own actions if I'm there making sure these things don't happen. You know what I'm saying? When the adults are right here and we're all in the same understanding, agreement, and this still happens, we kind of got to take some responsibility of our own. Maybe I shouldn't have left to check on my son. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But I don't want this to follow her if she could still have a chance to be around normal kids. You understand what I'm saying? All right, thank you. So you guys get a hold of me so I know which way we're gonna go, because she said something about a manifestation meeting if it's IEP that's different from something else or something. Okay? All right, thank you. Thank you. You guys have a good day. I'm sorry that my child is a problem. But they got to take some kind of responsibility for her taking off like that. I told them not to send her back to class. I said, have her wait for me here. I'll be right back. She was meeting with the other counselors, had another counselor or the social worker to still meet with and to talk with. I told them I'll be right back. I just gotta go check on my baby because I've been out for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And they sent her back to class after I told them not to. And I was here before the bell rang. We watched her walk by the lunchroom. They said, well, we can't tell her nothing, ma'am. What the hell? You know?